Good evening, I'm your host, Tessa, and this is Delusion News. We're not here to report on what's happening today, but to travel through time and report on the consequences of today's news from the desolate future. Our journey today takes us to the year 2035, where the domino effect of a seemingly minor policy from 2025 has created a society on the brink of collapse. Let's head there now.
Hello, I'm your correspondent, Sarah, reporting live from the outskirts of Seoul in 2035. The once vibrant capital is now a ghost town, its skyscrapers looming like tombstones over a silent metropolis. The cause? A decade-long economic winter triggered by a seemingly small policy change that began in 2025. It was the government's decision to lower the threshold for major shareholders subject to capital gains tax on stocks from 5 billion won to just 1 billion won. At the time, the government claimed this was a move to ensure tax fairness and prevent capital from concentrating in the hands of a few. But our investigation reveals that this policy was a Trojan horse, unleashing a chain reaction that systematically dismantled the South Korean economy. The initial panic selling led to a sharp decline in the stock market, but that was just the beginning. The policy was a death knell for long-term investment. With the threat of a massive tax bill looming, institutional and individual investors alike began to sell off their stocks at the end of each year to avoid the major shareholder classification. This created an artificial end-of-year sell-off phenomenon, making long-term strategic investment impossible. It completely choked off the supply of capital to startups and small to mid-sized companies, which relied on the stock market to raise funds. We've seen a wave of bankruptcies, with countless innovative companies disappearing, taking their future-defining technologies with them. This capital exodus led to a massive brain drain. Scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs, no longer able to find funding or opportunities in South Korea, left the country in droves. They've gone to countries that embrace market-friendly policies and encourage innovation. South Korea, once a global tech leader, is now a desolate wasteland of human capital. But the most shocking consequence is the societal breakdown. The stock market, once seen as a path to wealth accumulation, became a tool for the privileged few who could afford to play the short-term game, while the majority of the population was left to struggle with stagnant wages and soaring inflation. The resulting social inequality fueled a rise in crime, and the trust between citizens and the government has completely evaporated. The policy, ironically intended to address inequality, only deepened the divide between the haves and have-nots. This single policy, a mere tax adjustment, became a cultural virus that destroyed the spirit of enterprise and long-term vision. It's a sobering reminder that a government's promise of fairness can sometimes hide a poison pill that destroys a nation's future. Back to you, Tessa.
Thank you, Sarah, for that chilling report. We've seen today how a single policy decision, driven by a misguided ideology, can unravel the very fabric of a nation. This is Delusion News, reporting from the future so you can prevent disaster today. Good night.